Hello! Do you want to improve your English with an inspiring story? You are in the right place. Today we are going to learn English by listening to the story of Elon Musk. He is a very famous person. You see his name in the news every day. People talk about his cars, his rockets, and his big ideas. But long before he was a billionaire, he was just a young boy with a big dream. This video is not just for listening. It is a full English workout. Here is how to use it. For listening, just watch and try to understand the story. For speaking, repeat every sentence after me. Try to copy my speed and how I say the words. For writing, pause the video and write down what you hear. This is great for your grammar and spelling. Listen carefully. At the end of the video, there is a special challenge. You will find a PDF file in the comments below. It has this text and some questions. Listen well so you can answer the questions at the end. Elon was born in South Africa. When he was a little child, he was very different from other kids. While other children were playing football or running in the park, Elon was usually inside. He was always sitting in a quiet corner with a book. He loved to read about science, space, and the future. He read so many books that his parents often could not find him. For him, a book was not just paper and words. It was a door to another world. He wanted to understand how everything worked. He asked many questions. How does a computer work? How can we go to space? What will the world look like in 50 years? School was a hard place for young Elon. Sometimes other children were not very kind to him. They did not understand why he loved books so much. They were sometimes mean, and Elon felt very lonely. It was a difficult time, and he was often sad. But Elon did not stop reading and learning. He knew that his brain was his best friend. He started to look at computers. In the 1980s, computers were big and slow. But for Elon, they were magic. He learned how to write programs. At the age of 12, he wrote his own computer game. It was a simple space game. He sold the game for $500. It was a small success, but for a 12-year-old boy, it was huge. It showed him that he could create things. He could turn his ideas into reality. As he grew older, Elon started to dream bigger. He lived in South Africa, but he felt that his future was in North America. He believed that the best technology and the best companies were there. So, when he was 17, he made a very brave decision. He decided to leave his home, his family, and his friends. He moved to Canada and later to the United States. Moving to a new country is never easy. When you move, you lose your old life. You don't have your friends near you. You don't know the streets, the shops, or the people. Elon had very little money. Sometimes he did not even know how he would pay for his food or his studies. He lived in small, cheap rooms. He worked hard at university, and he studied physics and business. He wanted to learn everything. He was always thinking about the Internet. He saw that the Internet was starting to change the world. He wanted to be part of that change. Together with his brother, Kimball, he started his first company. They did not have an office. They worked in a small apartment. They did not have a lot of money, so they slept on the floor. It was a very hard time. But they had a big idea. They wanted to help newspapers and businesses put their information on the Internet. At that time, many people thought this was a strange idea. They said, "Who will read the news on a computer?" But Elon did not listen. He worked 18 hours a day. He was tired, he was hungry, but he was happy because he was building something new. The company was called Zip2. It was their first big project. They worked for 4 years without taking any holidays. Finally, in 1999, a large company decided to buy Zip2 for millions of dollars. For Elon, this was a massive change. After selling their first company, Zip2, Elon was not just a successful businessman. He was now a wealthy man. Many people would have stopped there. They would have bought a big house, a fast car, and a quiet life. But Elon was different. For him, money was never the goal. Money was just a tool to build the future. With his new wealth, Elon did something very bold. He took his money and started a new company called X.com. This was in the late 1990s. At that time, paying for things online was very difficult. People were afraid to put their credit card numbers on the Internet. But Elon believed that the Internet should be a place for shopping and banking. X.com eventually became a part of a famous company called PayPal. If you have ever bought something online, you probably know PayPal. It changed the way the whole world uses money. After his early success, Elon continued to expand his reach. In 2022, he acquired the social media platform Twitter and rebranded it to X. His vision for X is to transform it into an everything app, a single platform that handles communication, global news, and even financial payments. This move showed his desire to control not just physical infrastructure like rockets and cars, but also the digital space where the world talks. But success brought a new problem. Elon was now a leader of a big company, and he had many people working for him. He worked very hard, but sometimes it was hard to agree with others. In the end, he decided to leave PayPal. He had a lot of money again, but he felt that he had not finished his real work. He looked at the world and thought, what are the biggest problems that humanity faces? He saw two main problems. First, he saw that our planet, Earth, was in danger because of pollution. Traditional cars used too much gas, and gas was bad for our air. Second, he thought about the future of humanity. He believed that we needed to become a multi-planetary species. He thought that if something happened to Earth, we needed a place to go, and that place was space. These were huge, difficult ideas. People told him, Elon, space is for governments, not for private companies. They also said, electric cars will never be popular because they are too slow and too expensive. Most people laughed at these ideas, but Elon did not care. He used his own money to start a new company. He called it SpaceX. The goal of SpaceX was to make rockets cheaper and to one day take people to Mars. At the same time, he became interested in a small company called Tesla. Tesla wanted to build fast, beautiful, and efficient electric cars. Elon invested his money in Tesla and became the leader of the company. So now Elon had two giant missions. One mission was on the ground with Tesla, and one mission was in the sky with SpaceX. It was an incredibly busy time. He was flying between his offices, meeting with engineers, and trying to fix problems that no one had ever solved before. But it was not a smooth road. In fact, it was the start of the most difficult years of his life. Everything was very expensive, and every day brought new, impossible challenges. He was no longer just a businessman. He was an engineer, a leader, and a dreamer who was trying to change two huge industries at the exact same time. By 2008, things were very different for Elon. He had big dreams for SpaceX and Tesla, but he faced a nightmare. It was a very bad year for the world economy, and it was the worst year for Elon's companies. Imagine this. You have two companies, and both of them are running out of money. You have already spent almost all your own money to save them. You have no more cash, and you are not sure if you can even pay your employees. This was Elon's reality in 2008. At SpaceX, the engineers were trying to launch their rocket, the Falcon 1, for the fourth time. The first 3 times the rocket failed. They were very sad, but they knew they had only one chance left. If the fourth launch failed, SpaceX would have to close. It would be the end of the dream. At the same time, Tesla was also struggling. The company was trying to build its first car, the Roadster. It was a new type of car, and it was very difficult to make. They had many technical problems, and they did not have enough money to finish the production. Everyone in the media was saying, Tesla is going to die. SpaceX is going to die. Elon Musk is finished. It was a time of huge stress. Elon later said that he was very scared. He did not sleep, and he did not smile. He felt like he was failing, not just himself, but also his teams and his dreams. Many people would have quit. They would have said, I tried, but it was too hard. But Elon decided to keep fighting. He asked his friends and his investors for help. He made difficult decisions every day. He worked 7 days a week, moving between the SpaceX office in California and the Tesla office. He did not give up. He believed that if he worked hard enough and stayed focused on the solution, things would get better. And then, in September 2008, the miracle happened. The fourth rocket, Falcon 1, went into space perfectly. It worked. It was the first time a private company had ever sent a rocket into orbit. A few months later, Tesla also found the money they needed to survive. Elon had saved both companies. He had climbed out of the darkest hole, and he had come out stronger than ever before. After the difficult year of 2008, Elon did not slow down. He had saved his companies, but he knew he was just getting started. He had a vision that stretched far beyond the cars and rockets he already had. One of the most important steps in his journey happened in 2015. Elon looked at the future of technology and saw that artificial intelligence, or AI, was going to be the most powerful tool in history. He believed that AI should be open and safe for everyone. So, together with other experts, he helped create a company called OpenAI. The goal was to build friendly and helpful technology for humanity. This was a bold move, showing that Elon was not just interested in physical machines, but also in the brain of the future. During these years, he also focused on connecting the entire world. He started a project called Starlink. Have you ever been in a place where the internet did not work? It is very frustrating. Elon wanted to solve this. He started launching hundreds and then thousands of small satellites into space. These satellites now provide high-speed internet to almost every corner of the planet. From the middle of the ocean to the highest mountains, Starlink brings the world together. And he didn't stop there. He wanted to understand the human brain even better, so he started Neuralink. He wanted to find a way to help people who have medical problems with their bodies or brains. He was moving fast from one big idea to another. Many people started to realize that Elon wasn't just a CEO of a car company or a space company. He was building a global system. Tesla wasn't just making cars anymore. They were making batteries, solar panels, and smart energy solutions. SpaceX wasn't just launching rockets. They were building the transport system for the future of humanity. By the early 2020s, everything he had planted in those dark years was blooming. His companies were no longer struggling for money. They were changing how we live, how we talk, and how we travel. He became a symbol of the future. While others were thinking about the next year, Elon was thinking about the next century. This ability to look far ahead is what eventually brought him to the historic milestone of 2026. After those difficult years, Elon did not stop. He kept building, kept innovating, and kept taking risks. He worked on cars, on rockets, on satellites for the internet, and on artificial intelligence. Every project was a new challenge, and every challenge made him stronger. And then, in June 2026, the world saw something historic. SpaceX, his rocket company, finally went public on the stock market. It was a massive event. Because of this success, Elon's total wealth crossed a line that no human in history had ever crossed before. He officially became the world's first trillionaire. Can you imagine a number with 12 zeros? $1 trillion is more than the total money of many entire countries. It is a level of success that is hard for our minds to even understand. But if you ask Elon, he will tell you that the money was never the point. For him, the real success is not the bank account. The real success is that we now have electric cars on our streets and rockets that can fly to space and come back to Earth. This story is not just about a man with a lot of money. It is a story about what a human can do if they never give up. So, what can we learn from Elon's journey? Here are 5 lessons for you. First, be curious. Just like young Elon, always ask questions, read, learn, and try to understand how the world works. Your curiosity is your greatest superpower. Second, don't fear failure. Elon failed many times. His rockets blew up, and his companies were almost bankrupt. But he saw failure as a teacher, not as a stop sign. If you fail, learn the lesson and try again. Third, start small, but dream big. He started by writing a simple game in his room. He did not wait for the perfect moment, he just started. Fourth, do hard things. Most people choose the easy road, but the easy road does not change the world. Choose the path that is difficult, because that is where the growth happens. And finally, be persistent. Success rarely happens overnight. It takes years of boring work, long days, and thousands of small steps. Everyone has their own path. You might not want to build rockets or electric cars, but you have your own dreams. Whether you are learning a new language, starting a business, or trying to be a better person, remember that progress is built slowly, step by step. So, we have reached the end of our story today. Elon Musk's journey shows us that with hard work and a big dream, anything is possible. But before you go, think about these questions and try to answer them. Would you like to travel to space one day? Why or why not? What is your big dream? Take your time to think about these. And if you want to improve your English even more, I have a special gift for you. Down in the description, you will find a link to a PDF study guide. It has the full text and extra exercises to help you practice. Download it, complete the tasks, and write your score or your answers in the comments below. I will be happy to read them. Thank you for watching, and I wish you a very productive time learning English. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories. And remember, Every big journey starts with a small step forward.